Hello everyone, my name is Pavitran Podwal Annalakhyadidas. Today I want to present about understanding psychological biases in decision making. Psychological biases are inherent mental tendencies that influence decision making processes, often leading to outcomes that deviate from logic and rationality. These biases arise from emotional, social, and cognitive influences as well as heuristics, which is mental shortcuts designed to simplify complex decisions. While heuristics can be beneficial in certain scenarios, they frequently introduce systematic errors. These biases affect all individuals, from students experiencing hindsight bias, believing they knew it all along after an outcome, or to investors succumbing to overconfidence bias, overestimating their abilities. By understanding how biases operate and influence different demographic groups, individuals and organizations can take proactive measures to minimize their effects and enhance decision-making outcomes in both personal and professional spheres. What are psychological biases? Psychological biases are cognitive patterns that lead people to deviate from objective and rational decision making. Often rooted in heuristic, these shortcuts help the brain navigate complex situations but can result in systematic errors, especially when applied to critical or high stakes decisions. For example, confirmation bias causes individuals to prioritize information that align with their pre-existing belief while ignoring contradictory evidence, potentially stifling innovation or fostering poor strategies. Similarly, anchoring bias occurs when disproportionate weight is given to the first piece of information encountered, such as an initial price during negotiation, which can skew judgments. Overconfident bias, another prevalent tendency, leads people to overestimate their knowledge or ability, often resulting in risky or poorly informed decisions. In today's fast-paced and competitive world, psychological biases continue to shape managerial organizational decisions. Managers often face significant pressure to make quick decisions, leading them to rely on cognitive shortcuts that may inadvertently introduce biases. For instance, during recruitment processes, confirmation bias may cause hiring managers to favor candidates who align with their preconceptions, reducing workplace diversity. Similarly, anchoring biases often impact marketing strategies, where initial prices or competitive benchmarks heavily influence decision making, even when comprehensive market research might suggest better options. In crisis management and strategic planning, overconfidence bias can lead leaders to underestimate risk or dismiss alternative perspective, while loss aversion often prioritize damage control over growth opportunities. Real-world examples illustrate the significant impact of psychological biases on decision-making across various fields. During the dot-com bubble, overconfidence bias led numerous startups to overestimate their market potential, which is resulting in flawed business models and massive financial losses when expectations were not met. In negotiation, anchoring bias often dominates, as seen during Microsoft's acquisitions of LinkedIn, where the initial valuation heavily influenced the final agreement despite subsequent evolution. In the financial sector, loss aversion bias became evident during the 2008 financial crisis when investors clung to failing assets out of fear of realizing losses, compounding financial difficulties. Next, I'm going to talk about advantages of biases. Psychological biases, despite their potential drawbacks, offer certain advantages. In high pressure situations or crises, these biases can accelerate decision making by enabling intuitive responses, providing the necessary speed to stabilize situation. For example, a leader relying on intuitive judgment may quickly respond to a crisis, even if the decision isn't optimal. Additionally, biases allow individuals to leverage past experience, as seen when seasoned managers use confirmation bias to identify familiar patterns and make reasonable assumptions in uncertain scenarios. Overconfident bias, while risky, can foster decisiveness and inspire confidence among teams, encouraging bold action and innovation. Moving on to the disadvantages of biases, psychological biases can lead to systematic errors, such as confirmation bias, causing decision makers to disregard critical but contradictory information, resulting in flawed strategies. Anchoring or loss aversion bias may also introduce favoritism or inequity, particularly in hiring or promotional decisions, undermining organizational diversity and morale. Moreover, biases can create inefficiencies in resource allocation and strategic planning, as herding behavior often drives organizations to follow trends without adequate analysis. These drawbacks highlight the importance of recognizing and addressing biases to improve decision-making processes. To mitigate the effect of psychological biases, implementing and structured decision-making process is crucial. Tools like decision matrices or cost-benefit analysis can help individual and organization evaluate options based on objective criteria rather than subjective intuition. Encouraging diversity within teams is another effective strategy as it promotes varied perspectives and reduces the risk of groupthink, ensuring more comprehensive and balanced decision-making. Organizations can also benefit from leveraging data-driven technologies such as analytics and decision support systems to guide choices with factual insights and reduce reliance on gut feelings. However, these tools should be used cautiously as biases embedded in algorithms and datasets can exacerbate existing problems. Raising awareness through workshops and training programs is equally important as these initiatives empower individuals to identify and address their biases. To conclude my presentation, psychological biases strongly affect how we think and make decisions. Recognizing these biases is the first step to avoiding them. Using clear processes, listening to the different opinions, and relying on data can improve decisions. Tackling biases lead to a fairer, better result in personal and professional life. Thank you.